Imagine you're at a party and someone offers you two yummy treats, a big delicious chocolate cake and a juicy red apple. How would you decide which one to choose? The answer may depend on a part of your brain called the orbitofrontal cortex, or the OFC. This region lies just above the eyes and belongs to the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in planning, reasoning, and self control. Now, you might have read about different brain regions and parts, and people make videos about different brain regions and parts, but nobody actually informs you that how do you use one particular brain region. And that's what I'm gonna do today exactly. Imagine what I said, you're at a party and someone offers you a chocolate cake or an apple. Now, here's what happens. Your brain, which is like a super smart helper, has a smart part called the OFC, and we'll just call it OFC. It means orbitofrontal cortex. Now, the OFC helps you make decisions like picking between the chocolate cake and the apple. And here's exactly how knowing about the OFC can help you make this decision. So, the OFC um, measures your decision in two ways. One, it thinks about the taste and happiness that the decision brings to you. Now, the OFC knows that chocolate cake tastes super yummy and will make you happy right away, but it also knows that the apple is good for your health and can make you feel good in the long run. So, the second thing that it thinks about in evaluating the decision options is that it thinks about the future. Now, the OFC helps you think about what might happen next. If you eat the cake, you'd be happy for a little while, but maybe not happy in the long run because too much cake is not good for you, right? So it may think that um, picking the apple would be a wise decision, and that will help you be happy and healthy in the long run. So the OFC helps your brain be like a superhero when it comes to making smart choices, right? So making a decision in the moment and involving your OFC might sound tricky, but you can do it with a few practice sessions. And here's a very practical way to make decisions that involve your OFC. Whenever you're given options, do this: pause and take a breath. Now, I don't want you to become a monk because that is what everybody is suggesting most of the time. But here's a very scientific way that will really help you. So, when I say pause and take breath, let me explain you why do I say that. When you are faced with a decision like choosing between the chocolate cake and the apple, and you take a deep breath, you help your attention go to the OFC. This helps you slow down and gives your OFC a little extra time to mark its presence and time to think and evaluate the decision. When you pause and take that breath, tell your mind that, okay, I'm going to make this decision from my OFC, and that will work magically. Right. The second step is you ask yourself questions, and think of OFC as a person inside your brain, and you say, "Hey, OFC, imagine that you choose the apple. What will happen? Imagine if you choose the cake. What will happen? And how much do you really want the cake right now? And will the cake make me happy only for a short time, or what will happen in the long run? Is there something else can I eat that's tasty and good for me? Right? That's step two. Now, step three, you think about the future. And this is where your OFC comes into the major play. Think about what will happen after you make your choice. Consider, say, if I eat the apple, if I eat the cake, will I feel good for a while, but maybe not so good later? And if I choose the apple, will I be proud of making a healthy choice, right? And then step four is you make your decision. And after thinking about all these things, you can make your decision. If you decide to eat the cake, that's okay sometimes, but if you choose the apple, that's a smart and healthy choice too, right? And remember, here's the success mantra that I've spoken a lot of times, that you do not need to make the best decision. You have to know the GG law, which says good enough is good enough, right? So just make a good decision and not the best decision, and things will fall in place. And that brings me to number five, which I told you when we started these steps, that you need to practice, right? So making good decisions takes practice. I just like learning a new game or skill, and then keep trying over time. It will become easier, and it will involve your OFC. You will you will consciously say, hey, OFC, you have to make this decision. And when you do that, your striatum will become more active, and then this will become your automatic habit that whenever you're making a decision, you're actively involving your OFC. So that will help in future for you to become a great decision maker. Now, remember, it's okay to enjoy treats like cake sometimes, but your OFC helps you find a balance between what's yummy now and what's good for you in the long run. So like you're like a decision-making superhero when you use your brain to make smart choices. So remember how to consciously involve OFC, and with practice, with time, you will develop decision making, the smart decision making, a part of your DNA, and you'd be more happy and better decision maker in the future. If this helped, like and subscribe. Thank you.